battle supreme. Follow your destiny in the battle supreme. Fight for your legacy in the battle supreme. Follow your destiny, battle supreme.
Hello.
Hi!
Hey there.
Welcome to the Battle Supreme.
Oh boy. Okay.
Oh, God, what is happening?
That sounded nice. That was real nice.
Well, here we are, guys. Here we are for another lovely episode of us hanging out,
Feels good.
talking,
Feels good.
discussing,
It's great.
debating, masterly. You know, as always, we're back. So, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. And make sure to give it a little share, spread the word. Leave us a comment. If you're on the YouTube, hit the subscribe button, please. And thank you.
Go ahead and do that.
Let it ride.
And yeah, I'm hyped. We're doing another little album clash today, so it's going to be sick. Yeah, I'll tell them what we're doing.
Ladies and germs, for the third time ever on the Battle Supreme,
Threes.
we are putting together two classic albums in an album versus album extravaganza.
Not once, not twice, but thrice.
And these ones are two bona fide classic albums, certainly on some people's top 10 lists.
Bonafide.
Yeah, bona fide.
Easy.
Wow. Anyway, Highway to Hell versus Destroyer. AC/DC versus Kiss.
Ooh.
What? Is that allowed?
You know, we've been talking about getting AC/DC on the show for quite some time now. We never were able to make it happen.
They never responded to our emails.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to hunt down Angus. I had to stalk him. And I got him to say yes, believe it or not. So here we are.
Angus, this one's for you.
It turns out he actually was totally cool with it. He just doesn't use internet, so he wasn't getting any of the messages we were sending.
Que sera, sera.
So thank you,
Time to be
Angus.
alive.
Track number 1. Highway to Hell. I mean, what could you say and what could you not say? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Classic.
This is like the most classic tune, surely the most classic tune on this album.
True.
Title track, one of their most favorite songs, especially from that era.
It's probably the biggest AC/DC song.
It is.
Yeah.
Well,
Ever? I don't know. No, they
in
had
Black. I
way
think Back in
bigger
Black
hits.
is
They had way
bigger.
bigger hits with
Their
Brian
most
Johnson.
on Spotify. Their most listened to song is "Highway to Hell" on Spotify.
Oh,
Not-
really?
Not saying that's number one, but on Spotify.
I
it
mean,
is.
it's always debatable
Yeah.
on what's the biggest, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Thunderstruck.
I
was
think
really big.
sales at the time, they came later. But maybe now,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, after all that time. I mean, Highway to Hell's been in a lot of movies. It's just a really famous song,
Oh, yeah. It was their breakthrough album this is the album that made them famous in America. Like, they weren't famous in America until this album happened.
Yeah.
And in the world, I mean, they were successful, but this is what took them to, like, new heights.
Yeah, and I'm not generally the biggest AC/DC guy. I'm an appreciator, you know what I mean? I get, like, how they're awesome and one of the biggest rock and roll bands ever. One of the most influential rock and roll bands ever. But there's something about that Bon Scott era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I personally, I'm not a big Brian Johnson guy. I'm not a big fan of his voice, personally.
Yeah.
Not to throw any shade. But, I mean, right off the bat, album opens up with that banger. Like I said, we always come down to it, that opening track. Imagine being like 10, 12 years old. Like, what the fuck, dude? And, I mean, my personal favorite song, part of the song, like, the little things, just when fucking Bon is just, it's the second verse. Fucking, hey, mama, look at me. I'm on my way to the promised land. Badass, dude. I love those lyrics. I love how he screams them. It's just a badass song. Reminds me of a biker rally,
Oh, yeah, dude. I mean, when you think of AC/DC, you think of just, like, fucking people riding their bikes to the fucking bar, fucking partying. Like, it's just totally fucking rock and roll shit,
Dude, reminds me of Wild Hogs.
Yeah.
Shooting pool.
Yeah, it's just totally in that lane. I mean, that's the kind of guys they were too, you know. That's their fucking thing was.
F a duck. Detroit Rock City. You know what I'm saying? Like both these albums, just stepping back.
Coming in hot.
How do you have any business on this planet starting an album with Highway to Hell and Detroit Rock City? Like,
Fire.
come on, dude.
I mean, you gotta think though, like they didn't know that they were gonna be that big. You know,
Yeah.
like when they dropped those songs, it was kind of just like, yeah, we'll put this one first.
No,
And then in hindsight, it's like, damn,
yeah,
this is, you know,
they probably didn't know. Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
you know,
But I mean, yeah, off the bat, everyone knows what this song is. Everyone knows it's a banger.
Oh yeah.
All from the guitars, heavy riffage in that song.
the beginning of the song.
Gene on the frickin' like, I know people call him overrated player. Everyone doesn't like him for certain things. I challenge you. He is underrated. Honestly, he's not a bad bass player. Not the craziest or flashiest. And even then, when I was younger, I used to shit on him because he'd have that like one like bass like part, and he's like, "With all the blood, he's just hitting the E string." He's like, "Duh, duh, duh, duh," and I'd be like, trying to play Rush when I'm like 12, like, Gene sucks, dude. Then you go back, I'm like, dude, he's a really
That's what the people
keyword,
wanted, dude.
solid rock and roll bass player with really good bass lines.
He wrote great songs too.
Yeah,
Yes.
he's a good voice too. I mean, like, you know, in comparison, has a, you know what I mean?
Dr. Love.
Yeah, dude, badass. All right,
Yeah. Banging opening tunes.
starting off with number 2, Girls Got Rhythm. Now, let me ask you guys a question.
The backseat rhythm.
Do you think this woman is good at the drums? Maybe the bass, perhaps? Got
Yeah.
rhythm?
Probably.
100%.
I'd say so.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
Yeah.
Is that what they were referring to?
Probably not. But
yes
I bet,
and no.
I bet she was also good at playing drums or bass.
And got good rhythm.
Yeah.
Strong hands.
I think she could dance. You know, I think that's what they're getting at. You know what I mean?
Backseat rhythm.
She's got moves.
Sick riff.
Good
Moves
tune.
like, moves like
Wink,
swagger.
wink. you
Wholesome
know?
tune.
Wholesome tune, family tune. I will be showing that to my son one day.
We're just talking about holding hands. Prime example.
I think what I love about AC/DC in general, but obviously this album because we're talking about it, is just like every song just has such signature guitar riffs that's just like that kicks off the song with the guitar riff and that just fucking carries the whole tune, and then it's just so badass. Like that one, Girls Got Rhythm, just kicks off with a badass guitar riff, and it's sick. And it's like I could say that for every song almost. It's crazy.
Awesome. Honestly, dude, this might be one of my favorite tunes on Destroyer. It's a catchy tune, dude. King of the Nighttime World, dude. I just love that.
Yeah.
Just the roll on the snare, just like King of the
Yeah.
Nighttime World.
It's got a good guitar riff.
Yeah, dude, this is a good rockin' tune. It's a good tune. I like how it starts like almost. It's like with the vocals and the guitar, but it's
Yeah.
like the guitar. It's like chugging along, like all the instruments are already
Right.
there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not like it's like an intro. It's
Yeah.
like sounds like they almost like minus everything out, and it's like they were in the song all
Yeah.
along. It's like what I heard when I first heard it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool.
It's a great song to follow Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, it's awesome.
It's very nice, very nice.
Yeah, talk about starting with an opening guitar riff.
Yeah,
Walk All Over You, dude.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I think I love about that song, "Walk All Over You" is like cool because they do a thing where it's like there's a fast part and then the chorus is like the halftime slower part.
wow.
Where a lot of their songs are just like straight through,
Yeah.
upbeat the whole time. But that one like gives you that like, oh, okay, and it's perfect. It's perfect mix to throw in like on the album and just to have that difference, you know.
Walk all over you. Track 3 on Destroyer. Gotta Thunder.
God, thunder.
Dude,
God
God.
of Thunder.
Honestly, when I hear this riff though, it reminds me of a very modern rock riff, like that a band would use now.
Yeah, I could see that.
It's the stomp.
Yeah, the stomp. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Sound like when I heard it, I was like, it sounds modern to
Yeah,
me. Like
I could
Yeah.
feel that.
Good tune.
Yeah, I think one of the things I say about these two albums that, for me personally, is interesting, is that I feel like the Kiss album, like, I don't know, it could just be, you know, my take when I was listening to it, but I feel like every song has a vastly different sounding, like, mix almost.
On Kiss?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like
Oh.
some of the songs, like the vocals are like really loud, and then sometimes they're not. Like sometimes the guitar is really loud, sometimes the guitar is really quiet,
I noticed that with the.
Oh.
and it's very interesting. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I just think it's just like they were really like going, okay, how do we want this song to sound, and
Yeah.
like, you know. But
Pure-
I did think it
purely,
was really interesting.
Like pure taste.
yeah,
you
you
know.
know.
Duh, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Glad you brought it up. I thought the drums sounded very thin on this song.
Yeah,
except for the
it's very
kick drum in
different
the intro.
on different songs.
but
it's
it's
kind of
like-
wild.
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't really
completely.
sound like with the AC/DC one, it's a really good sounding album, and like, you know, their stuff's simple, so it's just fucking loud guitar, drums and bass that are locked in, so like it kind of
just- yeah.
has the same tone and the same kind of mix and levels going on throughout
It's
the
flat,
whole album.
yeah.
Yeah, but this one, like, it kind of is, if you really listen to it a little bit, like, depending on the song, it's got a whole different kind of sound to it, and I thought it was interesting. I was like, I never noticed, you know, until I really was listening. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was a clear, probably calculated move on their end, or the producers' end, whoever made that decision.
What's that guy's name? We've talked about him in the
Yeah, we talked about it on the
Kiss,
Kiss one.
podcast.
Don something?
Why am I blanking?
Yeah, I feel like it's on the tip of my tongue.
Oh, who did this one?
Yeah,
Did Dom
produ-
spit that?
He produced them, the 3 albums.
Yeah.
For Casablanca.
He's about to look it
I
up
can,
right
I
now.
can find it. Bob Ezrin.
Bob Ezra.
Oh my god, what did I say, Don?
I'm pretty sure Highway to Hell was Mutt
Don-
Lange, but I'll look it up. Yeah, so Highway to Hell's was with Mutt Lange, and it was the first album. First album they did with him. Before that, everything was produced by the older brother, young brother. There's another brother.
A third one?
Yeah, he produced like all their early albums.
Oh, really?
Up until that one, because Atlantic Records was like, man, you guys are awesome, but you're not big in America, like in the whole world. And Highway to Hell was like, there was a lot of pressure from the record label to be like, we want this to be really good. And they actually were supposed to work with who's the dude that did like Hendrix and everybody,
Oh, Eddie Kramer?
Eddie Kramer.
yeah.
but they didn't get along. And Eddie Kramer was like, you guys should cover fucking Give Me Some Lovin' and put it on the album, like the oldest song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were just like, yeah, no, we're just not vibing with this guy. We can't do it. And then they got introduced to Mutt Lange, and then they spent like 3 months on the album, and they like recorded and re-recorded all the songs and stuff. And it's pretty cool. But like there was clear intention from the record label on trying to really make it like a breakthrough album.
Yeah.
And I mean, it worked, man. They did a great job. But I think there was definitely a fight of like them trying to like keep their integrity, you know, because you know that's how it goes back
Yeah.
in the day and
Art.
stuff. And I think they definitely did a good job of that. But yeah. Producer side notes. Got to give credit where it's due.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Bob Ezrin had a big play in producing Kiss. He added a lot of extra instrumentation and like had like a big picture of like wanting to make things colorful and bigger, and
Very theatrical album.
brought piano into the mix a lot, like
Definitely.
and stuff like that they wouldn't have necessarily probably put in. So sometimes those producers, man, they play a really
Integral
important role. Yeah, a really important role.
Oh, there's some producers that completely change the course of people's career, and it's almost actually all on them. You know what I mean? Nah, I mean like there's songwriting involved. People are playing the instruments, but it's like they fucking made them. Honestly,
They have a vision.
they have a vision. Yeah, for sure. It's awesome. Touch Too Much. Too much of my body. Too much of my... Dude, it is a badass tune. That's what I'm saying, like... Yeah, dude, it's just a classic good AC/DC
That's
banger.
what I mean.
This goes hard.
It's really like this. I mean, to me, like I love all the AC/DC albums. I'm definitely a big fan, but Highway to Hell is just like, it's just all perfect in all aspects to me. Like I feel like I could listen to every song, and they're all just so like fire, and they have so much energy. And they're really tunes that are just gonna like get you pumped up, like all of them. Like it just. I guess like what's cool about it is they took just straight rock and roll, like Chuck Berry, Rolling Stones-esque stuff, and like turned it up to like 12 and just brought it to a new energy that no one did. Like it's really just simple ass rock and roll most of the time when you get down to it. You know, it's old school. But like they just played it harder and louder than everybody did until that, you know, until them. And so yeah, it's just sick. I love it.
Hell yeah. Oh. This song, Great Expectations. Song made me laugh.
It's a good song. It's
Yeah,
more. It's got more of like a ballad feel. Like
Yeah.
not. I don't say ballad, but yeah, a little more on the softer side at first.
For Kiss, yeah.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
Kiss. Yeah.
But yeah, this song just made me laugh. It was like talking about like him playing, see what he could do with his fingers, and then she's got expectation. I'm like, dude, that's just fucking. I was literally like laughing to myself when I heard it. I'm like,
It's like Love Gun.
I don't think I've heard this song before. Yeah.
Yeah, Kiss is cool with that. Like they're
Saying it without.
sly. Yeah,
They have a way to say it
The
without saying
innuendos.
it.
yeah, the innuendos. They're good at that. It like keeps them PG in a way. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It keeps them PG. It's like smart. They're businessmen. You know.
There's a lot of rock stars that got away with doing shit like that.
Yeah.
Saying things
And it has like that.
meant- yeah.
Has like that choir on it, like vocals. Like.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, no, they're talking about the production. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
they
where,
were reaching.
that's where that guy came in.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was badass.
Try this.
But like lifted it just like lifted it up.
Yeah.
Makes it even more urgent. I'm like, she's got some expectations, dude. Hell yeah. Beating Around the Bush.
Yeah, it's beating.
The
around
song's
the bush.
fire.
It's awesome.
Real upbeat and just like a Shredsville like song.
Definitely.
It's like bluesy, but like just cutting, just ripping it, dude.
Angus,
Smoking. Yeah, he's so good. He's such a good guitar player. He's so like, I don't know. Every single note is just extremely bold. Like he knows exactly what he's doing all the time. That's awesome.
Yeah.
He's so precise, and he can just cut like a knife.
Yeah, I think that a big part of that, it's like he's just got that SG tone.
Yeah,
Like SG guitars, like they really are just so in your
Sharp.
face when you're
Yeah.
soloing, you know.
and it has that sustain where everything just like starts
Yeah.
buzzing, and then he just starts ripping, especially in this song. It's crazy.
It's awesome.
It's rambling on and on.
Yeah, this one's a cool riff. Flaming Youth. Off of Destroyer. This one escapes me a little bit.
It's a good
Same.
song. It's just a like, it's I don't to be honest, I don't think there's anything like that sticks out about the song. I feel like it's maybe just like a.
I remember this now.
It's like pretty upbeat.
Yeah, I remember this one. It was good though.
Feel good too.
I just feel like sometimes with Kiss, I guess you could say with both bands, like some songs are better than others, but
Yeah.
the bad songs are never really bad. They just feel a little bit like
It's
stock
Yeah,
Yeah.
stock.
because it's so much of the same, you know? Like neither of these bands are bands that are giving you like vastly different, you know, a journey of an album like a Floyd album or a Zeppelin album. You know what I mean? Like that's not their thing. So like sometimes you're going to have those tunes where it's like, yeah, this is still good, but it's not like, you know, as good as like some of the others.
I call it knowing themselves
Yes.
very well.
Yes.
You know what I mean? There's a lot of bands that do that.
Yeah.
A lot of that's the bands that get a lot of hate.
Yeah.
Like the really fucking famous are the ones who are like,
Yeah.
oh, they only do this type of thing. I'm like,
It's
yeah,
like
they're
the
Red
the
Hot
best
Chili
at
Peppers.
it.
It's
So-
like, do you want to hear them do something they're
Yeah.
not good at?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no.
Then those
that's
same
it.
people would hate that.
Yeah, exactly.
just haters,
It's
yeah.
like let people just do their thing and be cool with it. You know, some bands that's how it is. It's like, you know, I don't want to hear prog AC/DC. I want to hear fucking
Rock and roll.
yeah, you know, straightforward rock and roll AC/DC.
Damn, what would that even sound like?
I don't know.
Not sure it's possible.
That'd be crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Exactly. It's I can't
just
even
not
fathom
loud.
that.
Yeah.
Shut down.
Shot
In
down in
flames.
flames.
Love this song too.
I love this song because, like, lyrically, it's just so badass because it's really just being like
You got rejected.
Yeah, it's talking about
You
getting
got
rejected,
rejected.
shot down in flames.
Yeah.
Like that's such an epic way to say you got
I
turned
shot
down by
in
a chick.
flames, Yeah.
Like he's literally just talking about like
song.
trying to get a chick, and she just tells him to f off.
I always knew.
Shot
Yeah.
down in flames.
I always knew that my uncle was telling me. I remember like very young memory, like first hearing this album. My uncle had the CD, and I was playing it, and the CD player I had next to my bed. And I remember my uncle telling me when that song was on, he's like, "Listen to the words. He's getting rejected like by a girl he's trying to get on." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was just funny. Like when I just remember listening to that as a kid and like just being like, "Wow, that's just funny." I don't know. Stuck with me. That memory stuck with me. Good song though. That's one of my favorite ones on the album.
Yeah, definitely one of my favorite ones too. It's fire.
Badass. Sweet Pain.
Sweet pain. Sweet pain.
This one's got that chorus. The chorus to it is
What is it? Yeah, I remember actually. I actually like that guitar intro.
Yeah, it's sick.
Sound like Kansas for a second.
Yeah,
little
because
bit.
it's like has like acoustic guitar, but it's also
Yeah.
the electric guitar playing the
Yeah.
same thing and like layered together. And I remember instantly thinking that was badass.
Hell yeah. Yeah, that's a good one.
Sweet Pain. You get it hot?
Get it hot.
da 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 da. Get it up.
Yeah, another
The
just
smoker.
fucking upbeat, fucking rock and roll, fucking get you going type song, man.
The whole
That's
album
what they're
is
best at.
blazing.
It is just fucking rocking.
Yeah, it just keeps you awake.
Yeah.
It's straight up party music.
Yeah.
Just put it on. It's just rage.
Yeah, just put it on.
Rage hard, hella
Rage
beer.
hard.
Just
Get it hot, you know.
get it hot.
It's awesome.
Ah. I mean, this one's a classic tune. Shout out loud.
Yeah.
Everyone knows it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
It's super classic. I mean, it's one of the songs I think of when I think of Kiss, you know?
Yeah.
It's my nephew's favorite song of all time since he was 4.
So it's out with the high bass.
It just has one of those epic choruses that, like, you just imagine people just singing along, you
Yeah.
know?
I had a video on my phone. Of my nephew took like I gave him a small guitar that was like beat to shit. Didn't really care, you know, because he always saw me playing guitars and shit. And I caught him like he got embarrassed. I caught him trying to sing, shout it out loud, and play guitar, playing like my beat up ass guitar out of
That's
tune.
funny.
Watching YouTube in like a onesie. He was only like 4. It was hilarious.
That's awesome.
And then he saw me. He got all like shy.
Shy, yeah.
I was like, "It's all good, brother. Let it
That's your
ride."
fake flat-
Yeah,
that's what
like
I'm
let it
saying,
ride,
go,
man.
dude. That's
Rock
awesome.
out,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Let that shit out, man. You gotta rock out.
I'd still be doing that shit.
Yeah.
I like the background vocals
Yeah.
in the verses.
Yeah.
Very classic.
Very much so. Yeah, it's a great tune. It's just classic Kiss right there, man.
One of the
That's-
best. You got the best.
Yeah, you're one of the best. You got the best. Kiss.
He's the hottest band in the world. All right. If you want blood,
Oh,
you got it.
this is probably my favorite on the album. I
If
fucking
you
love
want
this song.
blood,
It's so badass, dude. It's like the fucking guitar intro again with it just starting with the sick guitar part, just hooks you in right away.
It's one of those like if it's broken, don't fix it.
Yeah, man.
Just keep doing
No,
it.
if
That's what I
if
love
it ain't
about
broke,
him.
don't fix it.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Okay.
What did I say?
If it's broken, don't fix it.
Whatever I said. You know what I meant.
You know, if you want blood, he's got it.
Hey, like that one.
He's got that shit. Blood on the rocks. That's just a cool line.
Yeah.
He's talking about blood in different forms. He says blood on the rocks. Like, that's the most badass shit I've ever heard.
Take a sip. Take a sip. man.
Yeah, you know, he's like, I got it. I got it.
Blood
If
on
you
the
want
rock.
blood, I got
I
it.
love it, dude. It's so sick.
Especially the original "Fuck Around and Find Out."
Yeah, fuck around and find
It
out.
is. It is the fuck around and find out song. It's so awesome. I fucking love it, man.
That's awesome. Oh, come on. Beth, I hear you calling.
Beck.
Beck, I
Oh.
hear you calling.
Hey, what's that movie with this song in it? When you know, Al, you know what movie I'm talking about. The
Yeah,
girl's name.
Beth,
The
I
girl's
hear
name is
you
Beth.
calling.
What's the movie though?
It's a comedy. I
Yeah,
forgot
you know
which
which one I'm
it is.
talking about.
I think I know what
It's
you're
not,
talking about.
I was gonna
too.
say Miss March, but I don't think that's it.
I don't know. I might have to look this up later. I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be
I don't
able-
remember, but I know what you're talking about.
Just keep talking. I'll try to find it.
The song just goes to show, just because it's a B-side doesn't mean it's a bad song. You know?
100%. It's one of my favorite Kiss songs. It's a great song, great vocal melody.
It's my favorite Kiss song.
Yeah, it's just.
Is it really?
It's just out
Yeah,
of.
bro. The drummer sings it.
Yeah, it's a great
Peter
tune.
Chris.
Yeah.
Peter Chris, right?
Yeah. It's just talking about like being at the studio with the boys tonight. You know, like I just can't make it home.
Oh, it's role models.
Role models,
Role
dude.
model.
Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
I
That
love
makes
Paul
sense.
Rudd.
That's the same movie when they're LARPing.
Dude, I just talked about that yesterday at work. This guy left, and I'm like, this
It's
guy
on
looks like a
YouTube. We won't
LARPer.
get in trouble for
Haha.
this.
That's awesome.
Beth, I hear you calling,
Oh my
but
god.
I can't.
He
Bro,
busts out.
you just opened up a memory, dog. I don't remember this movie. Now I do.
Now, yeah.
Me and the boys are slaying.
This-
And we just can't
Just when the dude was
find
jumping
when
out
they're
of the
LARPing,
shower.
dude, it's all the nerd movie.
Yeah. But the dude was up in the shower beating the hell out of everybody with the towel.
I have anything to do with what I want to say,
Bro, I want to watch this now.
Yeah, it's
I
hilarious.
forgot how much I love this movie.
It was so good.
and I get to sing your name.
Dun, dun, dun.
That seems pretty cool.
That seems pretty cool. Bro, man.
That was a good movie. Good
I
song.
gotta hit Juliana's line for that one. We're watching it this weekend for sure. I forgot how much I love that movie. That's awesome. Love the nostalgia. But anyway, yeah, great tune, classic ballad. You know, Peter Chris and Love.
Fact, yeah.
The violin part.
Just saying. Me and the boys are playing. We can't quite find the sound. You know. Only a couple more hours. I'm saying you don't come.
Can't find it.
Classic, missing your chick. You know.
Good
Gosh
old,
darn.
Good old Beth.
He's dude, Love Hungry Man.
Love Hungry Man is a good song.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think
good one.
I think this is the one that I don't know. This was like the best. I don't know about like say Discovery. I've heard this album before, but like Rediscovery, I guess this song's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it kind of got like a funkiness to it.
That's what got me
It's
instantly.
it's
I was
a
like,
little bit different. It's got a bass groove, like this little
that's right.
different.
As soon as it came out, I'm like, okay, AC/DC.
Yeah.
Boom, da-dum, dum, dum, da-dum,
Yeah.
dum, dum, da-dum, dum, dum. And then he does that like, I don't know what it was. I think what notes he's hitting, but then he like switches up. It was like do 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 do
Yeah.
like has like during the choruses, and all of a sudden the guitars come in and start doing it. It's like driving in each ear, just bro. Yeah, this song's fire.
Yeah,
Dude.
it's a sleeper.
It is a sleeper.
It's fire.
This is one of those things. You get through the whole album, a lot of it's just like high voltage, no pun intended.
Yeah.
And it's just like fast going in, and all of a sudden you get this, you're like, all right, man,
Yeah.
I see you. Badass. It's like they put the different, almost like the different feel songs like for the last like couple tunes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like they had their thing and probably had to do with some
experimental
record
sound.
companies. Like, this is what, you know, 'cause some people don't listen to full albums or they want to
Yeah.
hear the singles or something. It's like put all those in the beginning of the album. That's what a lot
Yeah.
of bands do.
Yeah.
Then you have, like, you get those deep cuts, you know, towards the middle and end.
100%.
They had it. They had it in this one for sure. Do You Love Me?
Do you love me? This one's cool.
me?
I love how he's
you love me?
singing about like
There's another innuendo in that.
he's singing about all the shit like you love like going to the shows and like his heels and all these things. Where he's like, but do you love me? You know, it's awesome.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And she doesn't.
Of course. It wouldn't be a rock song if the girl did love him. You know?
Yeah, true.
You're right. I mean, you heard it.
Effect.
That's what I'm saying. Shot down in flames.
I mean, come on.
It's like, you know, rock and roll comes from being pissed off or sad.
Sadness.
And sad. That's what I'm saying, dude.
It's just aggressive blues. That's all it is.
no allowance today, so I am really the star. He said, "Oh, you bullies, get out of my way. I am really took down." Hell no. He's like, "What do you say?
Come on, man. What do you say when someone's in your face? You know,
Someone getting right up in
Pushing
your
you
field.
around.
What
Get
do you
up in your
say?
grill. What do you say?
step off.
Step off.
Ding, 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 ding.
Oddly enough, when I think of AC/DC, I think about this movie a lot.
True.
Yeah.
You have the SG. He dresses like fucking Angus when
Yeah, the
he's doing
schoolboy.
the schoolboy
And the
outfit.
song they play has like the AC/DC guitar intro kind of vibe.
He teaches
Yeah.
Zach Highway to Hell right in the beginning of the movie when they first link. Those are the first riffs that he plays.
Yeah.
Then they had the cover at the end of the movie.
And then they cover AC/DC, yeah.
Yeah, long way to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. So yeah, so that whole movie's freaking riddled with AC/DC. So yeah, it's like almost like one thing.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Where we at? Nightprowler.
Oh yeah.
Sleeper.
Boozy.
Yeah,
Sleeper
this song's
song.
awesome.
This is another
Driving.
song. This is the same day, same memory, same day, like going on the journey through the album, like for the first time and shit. And like earlier that day, I was saying how my uncle was telling me about that song, "Shot Down in Flames." This is in my old bedroom, same CD player, same memory. Then getting to this song, I remember being like low-key spooked.
Yeah, it's creepy, man.
Yeah, it's like a creepy tune, like because you get into like all the rock stuff, and then he's singing about like, I forgot the words exactly quote, but like, you know, you hear a dog bark only once,
Yeah.
like stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, it's about like a dude coming to fucking kill you.
Yeah.
In the nighttime.
Yeah, the
like,
night
creeping
prowler.
up on you, and
Yeah.
you have no idea.
You hear babies crying like in the night, like you hear all, it's like just, you know, he's explaining like the whole scenario of the evening, and it's just like, damn, this is pretty
disturbed.
wild.
Yeah, they got in a lot of trouble. Not real trouble, but there was that serial killer dude, the Night Stalker.
Oh yeah, if I watched that doc.
And,
no.
he is
No shit.
he is reportedly a big AC/DC fan.
Oh
And
my god.
They claim that like, oh, like their music caused
Yeah,
him.
that devil shit.
You know how that is. But,
Yeah.
It's just yeah.
Tipper Gore.
I mean,
They always find it's been riddled through history. Like
Yeah.
disaster happened, something. Let's blame rock and roll. Let's
Yeah.
just fucking throw them under the shit.
Yeah.
like devil music, you know what I mean? But yeah, it's it's a cool song though, and it's creepy and it's dark. It's awesome.
Sinister.
I love it.
It's the only song in 6/8.
Devil music,
Yeah.
dude. Come on. You know KISS stands for Knights in Satan's Service.
Knights in Satan's Service.
Knights in Satan's Service. Bro, check out the archives. We do an episode about Detroit Rock City.
The movie.
The movie.
Great movie.
And then, you know, nothing,
That's the end of the Kiss album.
rock and roll party.
But that's all just live.
Yeah.
It's just like live stuff.
It's
just
not. It's
sound.
not. It's not a
Yeah.
song, but it's a sound. Well, the album is really theatrical. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it's just ending with like
Yeah.
a rock and roll
Just
show.
the end of
you
the
know,
thing,
the end
right.
of the rock
Like
and
what
roll
you
show.
hear when the show's over.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
That's what it's bringing you out. It's
Yeah.
like you're at a big rock show the whole time,
Yeah.
which is actually really cool.
It is pretty cool.
It's
Yeah.
good send off.
That's like in
I know you hear it and you're like,
That's
yeah,
like in
whatever.
Rush. I forgot what Rush song it was, but when the solo busts out, you hear the audience in the studio recording.
Oh yeah, Spirit of the Radio, bro.
Yeah, you hear
It says,
you hear the audience clapping. And shit.
In the concert hall.
In the
In
yeah,
the studio
yes.
wall.
Yeah.
Concert hall.
Yeah, that's
the
awesome.
Echoes in the sound of salesman.
Salesman.
Yeah, we talked about it. There's gonna be a Rush album versus album coming very soon.
Watch
we
out.
just haven't planned it yet.
Indeed.
All right. What's your guys' ratings?
Which one? What album are we gonna do first?
Fuck. Let's do Highway to Hell. Let's do the order we've been talking today.
I give it a solid 8.5.
8.5 on the Richter scale.
Yeah, like
On the Devore scale.
like the Great Hall of
The Frank scale?
rock and roll albums.
8.5.
Yeah.
I'd say I could agree with that. Just like where it stands.
I'll give it a 9.
You give it a 9?
This is a badass album cover too.
Dude.
They're all just standing there,
Yeah.
but then
It
Angus
really
has the
is.
horns and the tail.
Dude. Savage.
Yeah, I used to have a shirt of that when I was in high school.
Yeah, it's
I wore it till it got holes in it.
legendary.
Yeah, I'll give it a 9. It's probably my favorite AC/DC album. I'm definitely a Bon Scott fan over Brian Johnson. I like the Brian Johnson's era too,
Yeah.
but it's not as like heavy as the Bon Scott era, in my opinion, and I feel it's just the truth. But
I just feel like Brian Johnson had the magic for Back in Black, and then after that, it's kind of just like
Yeah. Stock.
anything they made after that. There's like a few songs here and there that I like, but it's like Back in Black was definitely like killer. Like
mean,
that album was fucking banging.
It blew them up, and then that's when everybody really realized, like, oh, they have all this other music.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yep.
Because like Bon Scott never got to enjoy his
Yeah,
celebrity.
they literally
yeah,
he passed away.
they put out that Highway to Hell.
yeah,
It blew up. They did one tour, and then he died when they were just starting to make Back in Black.
Yeah.
He died.
My dad saw AC/DC in '76 at the Comiskey
That's
Park,
insane.
and it was with Aerosmith, and like they were like a small band.
Yeah,
My
they
dad was
weren't-
like,
they
yeah, he's
weren't
like,
big.
it was like the only song was "Dirty Deeds," you know,
Yeah.
like that was like the song people knew from them, but they weren't anywhere near like being that big. They were just in a lineup of bands that he
Yeah.
saw one day.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That would have been sick.
Ted Nugent, I think, was there. It was like a whole thing that he went to in the '70s, and my uncle didn't go. He was explaining he remembers like waiting at the bus stop for him to get back,
Damn.
and he was like, "Damn, he missed some like epic lineup."
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's sick.
Take for granted like all the bands you could have
Yeah.
saw back in the day or
Bro,
people
there used to have-
take
there
for
was this-
granted.
Liz's uncle has been to it. Maybe her dad went too, but I don't know. But it was at Soldier Field, and it was like 10 bands, all famous as fuck now.
Yeah.
But back then they were just kind
Yeah,
of just
dude.
like
Yeah.
touring around and on this big lineup, and it was for the Loop. It was at Soldier Field.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of stories and stuff like that, man. Like it's crazy to think. Like, yeah, we have like the hindsight perspective of like the full careers of all these artists from like 60s, 70s and stuff.
Right.
But it's like when you're in that time, like
Yeah.
a lot of them don't have the,
Yeah.
you know,
You might not even realize what's happening.
some of them are openers. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't think of it
Right.
that way because they just tour headline now
Mhm.
Yeah.
because they've had their whole career. But yeah, it's wild to think about that. And
That's like Van Halen opening up for Sabbath.
yeah,
It's crazy.
a lot of crazy shows out there,
Huh.
crazy lineups.
What's your rating?
I'm gonna go 9.2. That's my rating.
9.2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's hard to argue. I'm gonna give it 8.7.
There you go.
Fair.
Above a half, you know what I mean? I didn't give it the full 9
Yeah.
because
Going a whole 9 yards.
at the end of the day, I mean, it was their album at the time, but it like the name AC/DC, it's not the album. You know what I mean? Back in Black is that conversation.
Yeah.
So I think I
You don't
can't
think
give it that.
you don't think
9.
that Highway to Hell's in the conversation is the best AC/DC album?
No, I'm saying if you're talking about of all time, if everything that I mean, that's what we've been going off of it.
The whole scheme.
I'm
of
just saying
the
if I
band.
compared it against the rest of their catalog, I'm
Yeah.
not saying what I like better.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
You don't think it contends with their later stuff, like success wise?
successful.
Yeah.
People look back on it.
Yeah,
And
I
now they
guess
know
so.
all these
Yeah.
cool stuff like.
True, that's true.
Got the biggest balls of them all. Actually, like, it plays on the loop, but like you
Yeah.
said, they didn't blow up until later on.
It was later, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's one of those things. He was
That's
one of those
true.
guys, like perhaps maybe the lore got bigger after he died, or we don't know. They might have blew up with him with Back in Black. We
Yeah.
don't know what happened, but yeah, just because they had Back in Black later, I feel like that on its success should have a 9.5
Yeah.
on that alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that for
Yeah,
that reason, I can't give it a 9.
No, I feel you. I mean, yeah, it's like if we're rating things off of just like personal whatever.
It's a
you know,
mixture.
you're gonna have
Yeah.
different outcomes, but we're really looking at it as like as a whole compared to everything, and like a very like less biased opinion than just being like, I love this fucking album.
In the
It's
trying
10.
to.
in the moment, in
I-
the moment,
yeah.
it wasn't as successful as other albums for sure. But I feel like looking back, like how we're saying, in like the grand scheme of their albums, I feel like that is their most like recognizable.
I think Back in Black is.
Yeah, or Back in Black.
I think Highway to Hell would be number 2,
yeah,
but I think Back
Back
in
in
Black,
Black, you're
is
probably
probably
right.
the big, like the biggest.
they had
one.
that really big one in the '90s too.
Yeah,
I forgot the name of it.
the one
but
with Thunderstruck.
yeah,
on it.
Thunderstruck, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They got
That
a
was
lot of
what that was the name of the
recognizable
album,
songs.
or Thunder something.
But yeah, I think when you think about,
Oh damn.
yeah, if you just ask any old person
Razor's
off the
Edge.
streets,
Razor's
Razor's
Edge.
Edge.
Dude.
I feel like if you talk to any old person on the streets, they'll tell you, name a song. They're gonna say Back in Black or Thunderstruck. If they're a rock and roll band or a rock and roll fan, they'll say Highway to Hell, or they'll say some of the earlier
I
stuff.
mean, you think
Maybe,
about
yeah.
fucking Back in Black. It's literally got
Dirty Deeds.
Hell's Bells.
Yeah.
Shoot the Thrill. What do you do for money? Back in Black. You shook me all night long. Have a drink on me. Rock and roll ain't noise pollution. Like that.
Every
that
single
fucking
one of
album
those
is
songs you hear
huge.
on the radio.
It's
Every
a
single
huge
one of them
fucking
that you
album,
just listen.
dude.
Dude, imagine freaking Bon Scott singing on that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, some of the songs they had made when he
Yeah.
was alive.
Yeah.
So it's like he would have been.
I wish did they ever release the outtakes? Will they ever one day?
I don't know.
I just
I'm
wanna
not
hear
sure.
it.
That'd be cool.
I have to dig.
It might
into
be
that.
out there on YouTube.
Angus probably has him now. I don't know. I feel like Malcolm might have had him. He was the brain of that band, was he not? Malcolm Young, like main songwriter, right?
Yeah, he's done sung Hero of the
Yeah,
band.
Yeah, I mean they're all involved in
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know everything.
He's a good, solid rhythm player.
yeah.
Even
But yeah,
I
even
know
the
he had
bass
a
in
big- he had a
ACDC,
big
you know?
impact.
he was like the main riff guy.
Yeah,
So
that's-
it's like
that's
a
what I'm
lot of the
saying,
main riffs came from him, and they all kind of wrote the songs.
Yeah,
But like yeah, like Bon Scott a lot of times Bon Scott would just be like playing the drums with Malcolm, and they would write songs that way.
that's pretty cool.
Like you know what I mean, stuff
Yeah.
like that where they were just coming up with it. He'd be
Yeah.
like, all right, I got this riff, let's work on it, and stuff like that would happen.
It's badass.
Yeah.
Oh. Where do you put Destroyer? Out of 10.
I wouldn't put it that high, to be honest. I mean, I would give it maybe 6.5.
6.5?
Yeah, I give it a 6.5. I just feel like it is. I mean, I guess it is probably their biggest album.
One of them.
One of them, right? But I don't know.
It's hard to tell with them.
I
dude,
can't
'cause
really.
They have
Yeah,
a lot of
they have a
big
lot of
stuff.
stuff. Yeah, it's crazy. I just don't. This is just bias. Like I'm trying, biasly. It's not my favorite Kiss album, and I don't know. Like it does have heavy hitters, but it's not my preference. I like their second album, even though I do like the production we're talking about.
Yeah.
I do like that. And I do like the album. It's not that I don't like the album. I just wouldn't put it up there as far as like all in the hall of rock albums, as Frank said, or whatever. I wouldn't put it up there where I would put Highway to Hell.
I might. Yeah, I know. I
I
might
feel like it's like it's close though.
Yeah.
It's like if the hall of great rock albums and there was like a door in a hallway, it'd be like in the hallway, like right about to get into the room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
just yeah.
Sounds like some crazy shit, but
Yeah.
I
Made
definitely
the
feel like,
party,
you
didn't
know.
get the invitation.
yeah, you know, it's definitely close, but yeah, I don't know.
It's not my favorite Kiss album.
Or maybe we're just not big enough Kiss fans.
That's what I'm saying. Like, there's people
I mean, I
fucking
lo-
love Kiss, dude.
I love Kiss.
But
man.
when I think
I
Kiss,
do.
I don't think of them as like an album band like that. Like I think of them as just like all the hits. Like I think of them as greatest hits band
Oh, that's
because that's what they sell. You know.
Yeah.
So
took it out of
That's-
my mouth.
That's
Yeah.
their
yeah.
that is their thing.
Yeah,
for
you know.
sure.
So
Yeah.
it's hard to sit. Like certain
Yeah.
bands, they have like
Their flash
masterpiece
yeah.
albums or like really great albums. It's like with
Kiss
Kiss,
is
I
just
just think
supposed
of
to be-
all the hits. That's what
Yeah.
you.
flashy hit
Yeah, you
music.
know. So
Yeah,
it's
for sure.
different. It's a different mindset, I guess.
Yeah, they're one of those. Well, I don't know. Never mind. They got a lot of good songs, but they are one of those bands I could see myself liking, like a greatest hits, like a compilation, and listening to full albums from them. But their earlier stuff is some straight banger rock and roll shit.
Yeah.
Though. So I might be capping a little
Everything up into Destroyer, I really like a lot, and I like all this stuff. I mean, I like most of their music.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Anyway, I'm trying to think.
Who's going next?
I'm gonna give it a solid. I think. I don't know. It's so weird with Kiss because it's like they're not a music band. Like they're a band, but they're not. You know what I mean? They're like they're characters. They're a gimmick.
They're an entity.
They're a thing. They're not just music. They're not just a whole package. So I feel like I feel like they're not music for music's sake. You know what I mean?
They're
Also,
just
I
pop
heard that's
culture.
probably reasons why, like, I hear like Ace Frehley wasn't into all that like extra shit. You know what I mean? That's like part of the reason why he left, and like he
Yeah.
was more about the music and
Yeah.
and stuff. So it's like I don't know if I like could say like they have like the greatest album of all time. This is a masterpiece. You know?
Right.
Just because it is probably one of their more recognizable albums, I'll give it 7.2. I think it's a solid rating. Cause like yeah, you stack it up like you said, it's in the hallway, but it don't deserve above an 8. You know,
Man, I know someone's gonna
opinion.
get heated.
in my
man.
opinion, yeah.
Look, I'm just gonna say this directly into the camera. If you love Kiss
You're
and you're
sorry.
disrespected, I'm sorry, but we're just giving our opinion. But you know, like, it's totally cool if you're like, that's a 10 out of 10 album. You know, we're not hating, but we're just giving our honest opinions here. But definitely let us know what you think. You know, that's cool. But
You might be
You know.
like, I disagree. You should check out this song.
Yeah,
and I'll
you know.
listen to it with a smile on my face.
or
So,
if there's more that we don't know to the story that might make things, you know, more interesting and cooler, like, let us know. That's cool. But I just have a feeling someone's gonna get heated. Some Kiss fan out there, because there's a lot of hardcore Kiss fans.
Hotter than hell is better.
They're gonna. There you go. He's gonna get someone's gonna get riled up. But we welcome it.
up.
You know, we want you to be passionate about what you love. So
It's only right
you know,
now.
bring it on. You know.
I-
Bring it.
But I just want to know people to know that we don't mean it in any disrespectful way.
No shade.
You know, we still love it. We still respect it. You know.
We said we're not really gonna do anything on the show that we don't like or respect. There's good in most music. You could always pick out things that are great. I always tell all the time, I don't even have to like a band to know if they're good or not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you see live bands all the time. It's like it could be not for you, and you can still tell if they're
Oh, yeah.
great at what they do.
Or not great.
Or yeah,
Or just like understanding that like something may be really appealing to someone else, like a different type of person, a different type of music fan. You know.
Yeah.
Like I'll hear a band and be like, it's not for me. But I totally see like a certain crowd loving that, you know? And it's like it's good to have that perspective. Being able to like respect stuff for what it is, even if it's not your thing. You don't always gotta be like, oh,
yeah. Let's get.
I don't like it, so it's trash, you know?
Fuck that shit.
Yeah, let's get
Yeah,
rid
that's
of
like that's
the-
immature, you know?
Yeah, the elitist bullshit, better music than everything else. Or yeah, you look down on fucking, you know what I mean? I don't know. There's a lot of people like you're into like certain genres, you look down at other ones. You know what I mean?
You can like anything. It's like a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like
Even if a movie's bad, you can still watch it and be like, it's
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah.
it's like what would you think if someone really like shat on what you loved? You know,
Yeah, I
either
just-
you would be hurt or you'd say fuck off. And guess what? They're doing the same thing to you, so there's no fucking point. Just shut up.
I just always look at it as like, well, it's just not for them, you know?
yeah.
Not his thing.
It's like every other thing. It's like
Not a-
some
not a
people are sports people, some people aren't, you know? Some people like certain kinds of food, some people don't. But like at the end of the day, it's just everyone's got their own taste on everything, you know?
And
Be
always
yourself.
remember,
You know?
Yeah.
new flavors are the way to go.
Yes, they are. Don't be afraid.
Hot
of
mustard
trying new
Doritos.
things.
Bro.
Speaking of new flavors.
Okay, I'll say this really quick, and then we'll get on with the rest of the score.
They're fire.
The greatest chips I've ever had in my entire life. Don't have this be a limited time thing.
You hearing this, Doritos?
You hear this, Doritos? This is a commercial for you. Free advertising.
Hey-o.
Sponsor the
Put
cast.
this guy on.
They're not even paying us to do this stuff. It was that fucking good. Yeah,
It
I
is
said
really
the F
good.
word.
If
Put 'em
you're-
on.
If you're a fan of mustard in any form, you like mustard, get the chips. They're fucking great.
Even
And
if
it's
you
not
don't, try them
overbearing.
anyway.
It's not like gonna singe your nose hairs like the real hot mustard, but it has just the right amount of essence where you can just keep enjoying.
Yes.
It's great.
Very good.
Dude.
Bon Scott would have loved him.
Dude, yes.
With some Jim Beam.
That's gnarly, dude.
So
That's all right.
I'm gonna give my rating now.
okay, go
Rate
ahead.
it up.
I'm gonna go 7.7.
7.7.
Yeah, that's my rating.
Your reason?
Everything we've talked about, like in my scale, the way I like kind of am going about it is like basically we're only gonna do stuff that we like enjoy and like. So I don't think I'll ever get below like a 5. You know what I mean? And 7's kind of like actual straight 7 is like this is good, but it's not great. And then 8 is like this is great. 9 is like this is fucking great, like really good. And then 10 it would just be like
This
stupid.
is great.
Yeah, it's like great exclamation point.
There you
You know
go.
what I mean? Like
All caps.
yeah, it's like yeah, if you're in the 9 category, to me it's like that's legendary status. Anything in 9 and above is like this is legendary status.
Mm-hmm.
And I just feel like, you know, with Kiss, as I said, album wise, I just don't look at them as like a band that's like this is like, you know, this is like the album you got to show people like type thing. Like I just look at it as like they have a bunch of great songs, you know.
They're more than just a band. Like
Yeah.
AC/DC was not really much more than a band. Like they were a band.
Yeah,
Kiss is like you said. They're
it's just so
they're a
much
business. Yeah.
There's so much more to it, and then what makes them is all of it put together. you
Right.
know?
Right.
Actually, we're ahead of the curve. They're the first band to make themselves a brand,
Yeah.
not a band.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
not everyone does it. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think Destroy is just like right on the edge of being a great album. It's
What's
like almost there.
What's your rating?
I'd give it a solid 8 personally.
There you go. That's good.
I just think really because of Beth, it was like one of their first big singles,
Yeah, it's a big
it's a
song.
great
like
song.
by surprise of the band.
That's
You
great.
know, so and then you got the Detroit Rock City. That's like an instant classic too. So
You know, I also think because I don't think about this with every artist.
yeah,
But there's a few artists that I do think about it with, and it's like I think about like Led Zeppelin, and think about like Kiss. I think about certain artists because I know that they're weird about certain things and like letting people use their things and the business side of stuff. And sometimes I think like maybe I would look at Kiss differently. I don't know how it is, but to me, Kiss doesn't seem like they just let their music be used all the time. They need the paycheck.
Yeah. Everything's
So
a
I feel
business
like
transaction.
Maybe
with
I would
Kiss.
think about certain things differently if they weren't that way, and I did hear more of their shit all the time.
yeah.
Like there's certain like AC/DC, you hear their shit all the time, commercials, movies, fucking everywhere.
Iron Man, dude.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
It became like Iron Man's thing to have
Yeah.
an AC/DC song when he
Event-
first
just
flies in.
Marvel in general,
Yeah.
just uses AC/DC and rock music, you know. But yeah, it's the kind of thing I think about it, and it's like a lot of times, subconsciously, like where you hear and how much you hear stuff kind of has an effect on your opinion, you know. It's like certain songs you hear them a lot in all different forms and places, and that kind of makes you think like, oh, like this is, I hear it all the fucking time. This is huge, you
Yeah.
know. And like Zeppelin's super selective, you know. I feel like maybe Kiss is selective, and maybe that's why it's like, I don't know. That might be a part of why my opinion is what it is, you know. Just trying to be like looking at it from all angles.
Fair.
Yeah.
Polls are in.
The polls are in.
I'm like,
Put the polls in. Go dip it in the ink.
crunching it.
What do you at?
Crunching the numbers.
It's a marker.
Crunching numbers.
Crunching numbers.
I didn't do anything. I just tapped on this paper. What are you gonna do about it?
Whoa.
All right, taking the lead. We have Highway to Hell,
AC/DC, baby.
35.4 to Kisses Destroyers, 29.4.
Oh my
taking
God.
a 6-point lead.
And that's how it's done.
Which isn't huge.
In Aussie, baby.
We've had all these have been pretty close.
Yeah, this
man,
is
you know?
definitely not bad.
We're trying to only pick banger albums. It's hard.
Yeah, it's like if any of the albums we do were to get dropped below a 20, then I'd be like, that's probably not that good, you know.
totally agreeable.
But everything that's sitting around 30 and up is probably it's good shit.
That'd be less. That'd be less than 5.
Yeah,
From at
Yeah,
least
I
3
mean-
that's what I mean.
You know.
And why are we talking about anything less than 5 on the podcast? I mean, let's be real.
I mean, you never know.
you never know. I mean, yeah, something could stir.
In the great words of John Ford, no bad songs.
No bad songs.
No
tonight.
bad songs.
No bad songs.
All right, folks. That's been Battle Supreme.
Do
Do your job, Larry. What
Da, 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 da.
That's not ours.
I know, that's why I did it. It was supposed to be like a nod, you know.
Okay.
I was hoping someone would catch it.
Paying homage to Narvar.
Here's me, Alex Ford, officially signing off and contemplating my life because this fuckhead.
What's the problem?
Can't,
You don't like this song?
give me the horn.
Da, 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 da.
Peace out, folks.
Bye.
It's the battle supreme. Fight for your legacy in the battle supreme.